my dear students. Welcome to my science class. So students, we were discussing the chapter respiration in organisms, and in the previous parts we have discussed the respiratory system of human beings, breathing, what is cellular respiration, and the mechanism of breathing. And now we know that we breathe in air which is rich in oxygen. This oxygen is utilized during the cellular respiration to produce energy, and apart from that, carbon dioxide is also released, which is a waste product for our body, and it is released out in the environment during the exhalation process. So when we inhale oxygen rich air. The concentration of oxygen in the inhaled air is 21%, and the concentration of carbon dioxide in the inhaled air is 0.04%. But when we exhale, the concentration of oxygen is 16.4%, and the concentration of carbon dioxide is 4.4%. So this was about the breathing in human beings. And how can we prove that exhaled air has more of carbon dioxide? By the experiment of lime water. We know that lime water turns milky when carbon dioxide is added to it because it forms calcium carbonate. So we can take lime water, and with the help of a straw, if you blow air to it, what happens after some time? We can observe the white colored substance, or this lime water turns milky, which proves that the air that we exhale has higher amount of carbon dioxide. Now let us start with breathing in other animals. The animals like elephants, lion, cow, goat, frog, lizard, snakes, birds, they have lungs in their chest cavities like the human beings. However, there are other organisms also which do not have lungs, like the cockroach. A cockroach has small openings on the sides of body. Other insects also have similar openings. So in case of insects, they have small openings on their body through which gaseous exchange occurs, and inside their body they have tube-like system which is called as trachea, or the tracheal system for the transport of gases. Let us observe this. So this is a cockroach, and these tiny holes are the spiracles, these through which the gaseous exchange occurs. Now these tiny holes are called as the spiracles. Then these are the tiny holes which are the spiracles, and there is a network of air tubes spread over the body of insect which is called as the tracheal system, and this tracheal system facilitates the exchange of gases in an insect. Through these, oxygen moves inside and the carbon dioxide moves out of the body. Now let us see the breathing in earthworm. So earthworm breathes through its skin. It has a moist and slimy skin, and gases can easily pass through it. So as you can see, this is an earthworm and it has a moist skin, and the exchange of gases occurs through this moist skin. As we can see, the earthworm skin is slimy, and the uppermost layer has a lot of blood capillaries, and through this the oxygen, through this upper layer, this oxygen moves inside and carbon dioxide moves outside the body of earthworm. Now let us see the breathing in the fishes. So as we have studied earlier that the fishes have a special respiratory organ called as gills, and these gills, they are projections of skins, and they use oxygen which is dissolved in water. So These gills, they are richly supplied with water, blood vessel, a lot of blood capillaries are there inside these gills, and water moves from here, and these gills then absorb the oxygen which is present in water. In case of plants, we have the tiny pores which are present on the leaves, which are called as stomata, which help in gaseous exchange. We know that in case of plants, they take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Now these are the pores or the stomata. This is the opening through which the gases come out or move inside. Structure of stomata. These two are the guard cells which which guard the opening and closing of this stomata, and these are the green colored chlorophyll molecules. From stomata, there are structures called as lenticels on the bark. These are tiny openings on the bark through which gaseous exchange occurs. These are the lenticels. In case of roots also require air. So what they do, roots absorb the oxygen or air which is present in between the air spaces. In between the soil particles there are air spaces, and through the roots absorb these air spaces. They absorb the gases which are required, like the oxygen. The interesting roots, they are found in case of mangroves. Mangroves are the plant which grow in marshy areas, and they have roots called as the roots are negatively geotropic. They grow above the ground. These are the roots which grow above the ground, and they are called as pneumatophores. And these pneumatophores have small openings to exchange the gases. So you can see these are the roots, and these are mangroves, and these are the roots of the mangroves. Because marshy areas, there are no air spaces, because all the air spaces are filled with the water. So the roots do not get air or oxygen. So what they do, they have become negatively geotropic. They grow above the ground, and on these roots there are air spaces, or there are small pores through which they breathe in air. So they are a special type of roots. So students, we come to the end of the chapter. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. Thank you so much.